These are Georgia's first people, so we're going to start off looking at the Cherokee Indians. Where did they live? The Cherokee Indians lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. In Georgia, they were up in northern Georgia in the Blue Ridge and Ridge and Valley region. What did they live in? They lived in villages and wattle and daub homes. They were made out of tree logs and covered with mud and grass to fill in the walls. The roofs were made with thatch or bark. Their clothing: Cherokee men wore breechcloths and leggings. Cherokee women wore wraparound skirts made out of woven fiber or deerskin. They all wore moccasins on their feet. Cherokee women did most of the farming, harvesting crops of corn, beans, squash, and sunflowers. Cherokee men did most of the hunting, shooting deer, bear, wild turkeys, and small game. They also fished in the rivers and along the coast. Cherokee dishes included cornbread, soups, and stews cooked on stone hearths. Weapons and tools. The men made tools and weapons. Hunters used blowguns for small game and birds. The blowguns were 3 to 8 feet long. Fishermen generally used spears and fishing poles. In war, they fought with a tomahawk or a spear. Now we're going to look at the Creek Indians. Where did they live? They lived in Southeast America. They lived in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and North Carolina. After the Europeans arrived, they changed their name from Creek to Muskogee. So the Creeks lived in the Piedmont Atlantic coast down in the southern part of the state. Homes. The Creeks lived in different kinds of houses. Some lived in grass houses and others lived in wattle and daub houses. Think about where else have you heard about wattle and daub houses? Clothing. Creek men wore breechcloths made from deerskin or bark fabric. The early Creek women wore a knee-length skirt, also made from deerskin or bark fabric. So we have the women's clothing, the men's clothing, and after the Europeans came, the Creek became very influenced by the Europeans' clothing. Food. The Creek tribe ate foods including their crops of corn, beans, squash, melon, and sweet potatoes. Creek men also hunted deer, wild turkeys, and small game. In the 1800s, they extended their farming activities to include cows, horses, and pigs. Weapons and tools. Their weapons included nets, spears, traps, bow and arrows, tomahawks, and war clubs. Hope you enjoyed the presentation on the Creeks and the Cherokee.